Hello everyone, Mike Sodi here, and if you're a new player, in this video I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks that will help you in any build that you decide to play. One of the first choices you will have to make is your starting location. Now there are many to choose from and I encourage people to experiment. However, if you cannot decide, here are some suggestions. For those of you who are looking for something similar to a vanilla start, choose the Dragonborn option and vanilla start. If you prefer an alternate start while still remaining in Helgen, choose none and walk out the door. Next, talk to the innkeeper and request a room for the night. If you want to own a property such as Breezeholm or Proudspire Manor, choose My Own Home. Next, choose the location that you want your house to be in. For those of you looking to join a guild but do not want to complete the initial guild quests, choose Guild and pick whichever guild you wish to join. For those of you looking for a more modest start, I would advise picking Regular at an Inn. Once selected, scroll down to the Sleeping Giant Inn, which is located in Riverwood. This location is nice because it has a campfire, enchanting table, alchemy station, and a full smithy. One of the first tips I would like to provide you guys is related to enchantments. A lot of times you'll find random pieces of gear that have enchantments on it, and they'll also have a little symbol next to them. The blue lightning bolt lets you know it's an enchantment that can be disenchanted, whereas a red lightning bolt is an enchantment that is unique to that weapon alone and it cannot be disenchanted. Sometimes you may also notice a blue lightning bolt with a check mark next to it. These are enchantments that you have already obtained by disenchanting, and therefore it's safe to sell those items. One error that most players make is they tend to see a cliff and then take a scenic route. In Lorem, you're capable of climbing by using the spacebar button or jump button by default. This will allow you to create shortcuts where you least expected it. Okay, so now tell me if this sounds familiar to you. You're exploring Dwemer ruins and all of a sudden you find a bunch of enchanted gear. Fortunately, these are all stuff that you need to disenchant, so therefore you don't want to leave any of them behind. But they're also on the most heaviest pieces of equipment that you could ever lay eyes on, such as the Dwemer full plates, the two-handed mauls, and all that stuff. So, what are you supposed to do? Well, I got you covered. In Winterhold, you're going to find a trader by the name of Berna, and she's going to have a store called Berna's Ottomans. Now, the only thing you need to know about Berna is that she carries advanced camping supplies, which is sort of like a campfire kit, only it has more stuff to it. This is one of the best items you could buy in the early game, so go ahead and get this whenever you get a chance. In this campfire kit, you get a arcane enchanter, an alchemy lab, a smelter, a cooking pot, a tanning rack, a bed, a bag where you could do some temporary storage, and even a shrine to whichever deity you worship. And as always, all campfire kits will create a shortcut in the world map for you to fast travel to, making it a good temporary player home until you find something better. Also, don't forget that you can use campfire kits inside dungeons as well. This allows you to create quick resting points where you can store your gear, disenchant things, or even sleep and create a new respawn point, so in case you die later on, you don't have to restart from the beginning of the dungeon. It is important to know that campfires are only temporary storage. After you place items in the storage areas of the campfire, the moment you pick your campfire kit back up, all items are automatically added back into your inventory. As such, it is very important to manage your weight capacity. Another way you could manage weight capacity is by using backpacks. You can purchase them from most traders, or you could craft them using the smith. However, there are many kinds out there and you should pick one according to whatever build you're using. If you can't decide, however, The fine leather backpack is a very good choice as it gives you better prices for buying and selling, which is pretty much useful for most of your adventuring life. Now, obviously, a backpack is not going to solve all your weight capacity problems. Sometimes you just need a nice player home where it has a chest where you can store all your gears. Fortunately, player homes tend to run very expensive. Or do they? You can actually get a player home for just 1,000 gold. And for some players, this is all they want. They start a new character, they're new to the game, and they're not looking for a fancy house just yet. They'll work up to that. But this is a place where they could buy that's cheap and they could store your loot. If that's what you're looking for, I got you covered. First, come to Windhelm. Next, take a right turn at the entrance and head towards the Grey Quarters. Over here, you have to make a choice between the high road or the low road. If you know how to parkour, take the high road. If you don't know what parkour means, take the low road.
If you need any help finding it, let us know. It's not that simple.
Keep running down the line until you see this ladder near the end. Go ahead and use it. This will take you to the second floor of the same little alleyway you were traveling in, and over here, you'll see Greystone Lodge, along with a for sale sign. Let's read the sign to start the quest line. And for the record, it's not a really big quest line. It simply tells you to go to a trader down there where you could buy the lead to this house. This is Sadri's used wares.
For some.
And as you can see, he gives you the option to buy Greystone Hall for just 1,000 gold.
Why would I mean? Of course.
So, what kind of property does 1,000 gold get you? Here it is. You have a cooking pot, a bed, and a chest. It's obviously not the greatest house, but it's yours, and you can store as much stuff as you want inside this chest. Now, just south of Windhelm is Galestead. At this location, you can purchase another player home for 2,000 gold. To purchase this home, speak to an NPC named Gala in the same location.
These are ancient and hallowed grounds, Wanderer.
Ask about the abandoned home.
Yeah, I'd sell it for 2,000 septims. Wonderful.
Okay, so what kind of player home do you get for putting this 1,000 more gold in? Well, you definitely get more space. You get a cooking pot, additional chest if you really want to organize, a double bed, and another bed right over here, as well as an alchemy lab. Overall, it's not a bad looking house for 2,000 gold. Right now, my ears are ringing because I know someone out there is probably saying, Mike Zodia, I don't even have 200 gold. Where am I going to get 2,000? And don't worry, I got you covered as well. You see, right here at Galestead, there are lots of potatoes. In fact, if you were to loot all these potatoes, there's an NPC right over here that is willing to buy all your crops. You could easily make 1,000 gold just from picking potatoes and selling it to her. Now, if the potato farm over there was not enough for you, you could always come to Rorikstead. Over here, you're going to find plenty of crops. More potatoes, cabbages, leeks, and tons of them for that matter. There's also NPCs here that are willing to buy them, so you don't even have to haul them all the way back to the other location. Okay, so you did a bunch of fast traveling and now your character is starving because you have no food on him. Well, that's no big deal. All we have to do is swing on down to Riften in the lower dock area, and you're going to find plenty of raw salmon fillets and dashes of salt, which is used to cook them, along with the raw meat that you got from killing wolves. So make sure you stockpile as much as you can on these things. Now, if you do have to bite the bullet and purchase your own food, try getting cabbages. They're only 4 gold, weigh very little, and restore 150 hunger, which is an amazing amount. This next tip will give you either a horse or some more gold, depending on what you want for your character. First, head over to Dragon's Reach, then make a left turn towards the stable. You'll notice a rewarding gold sign. Read it to activate the quest line. The quest is simple. Simply catch a horse and bring it back. Once you return the horse back, you'll be given a choice. You can either talk to the stable master near Dragon's Reach and get a lump sum gold, or speak to Jocelyn behind the bannered mare for a saddle. If you chose the saddle option, the horse now becomes yours. Once you have ridden the horse at least one time, it becomes claimed to you. You can press the letter H on your keyboard to tell your horse to wait or follow you. Also, if you approach the horse and press the letter H, you could actually go into his inventory. This will allow you to storage items on your horse that you cannot carry on you. Another cool feature about Lorem is the fact that you have stances in the game. If you want to use a stance, simply press F1, F2, F3, or F4 to activate them. Keep in mind that F4 is the default stance. It has no pros or cons to it. It's simply your normal attacking animation. F1 is your high stance. Your power attacks will be increased by 25%, however, you will also take 25% more damage. F2 is your mid stance. You'll have 25% increased armor penetration. However, you will do 25% less damage. F3 is your low stance. You'll have 25% increased poise damage. However, you will lose 25% regeneration in health, magicka, and stamina. If at any time you are unsure what a stance does, simply go to the magical effects that are currently on you and you'll see your stance along with its effect. Remember, if you do not want to use a stance, press F4 to return back to normal stance. Now, no adventure is complete without a pet. If you want a pet, come to Rorikstead and read a journal called First Journal. By reading this, it will initiate a quest line that will show you the locations of a few pets that are available in Lorem. Of course, there are many more, but you have to obtain them by looking out for them yourself. However, since you're here, there is a pet goat you could get right now. Simply head over to Halvar and pay him a small amount of money to obtain the goat.
Yeah? Of course. For that price? Sure.
Of course, your pet goat can also carry stuff for you. As you can see, your pet goat will now join you on your journey. And don't worry, enemies cannot kill your goat. For any reason you cannot find your pet goat, press the B button for the follower menu and activate the command to teleport it to you. If this video has helped you, please consider a like or subscribe as it will help the channel grow. This is Mike Zodia. Have a good one.